Welcome to Border Crossings. My name is Larry London, and I'll join you for today's show as we shine the Border Crossing spotlight on country music singer-songwriter Ryan Beaver. Music was not the easiest choice for Ryan. As a very shy and introverted teen, he often struggled with expressing his feelings. Ryan released his first album in 2008 called Under the Neons. His latest CD is RX. Ryan's new music video is airing currently on CMT, and he's quickly becoming a fan favorite as well as one of country music's newest stars. Join us today for Ryan Beaver right here on Border Crossings. Hi, this is Border Crossings. My name's Larry London, and I welcome you to today's show. In our studios and on tour for a brand new album, we'd like to welcome to Washington, D.C., Ryan Beaver. Nice to have you.
Hey, hey.
We welcome you to D.C., and the album, I have to ask this question first of all.
Right.
Is this RX or is this prescription? What are we going here with?
Yeah, so it's RX, but I'll respond to either one, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we called it RX because it was a group of songs that sort of helped me through some stuff, and the hope is that it does the same for the listener. It's a bit of medicine for the music fans out there.
Yeah, and I know that you had a very painful period in your life, which inspired, I think, your lead single from the new album.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody goes through their ups and downs, and it took me a minute, and then, finally sit down and wrote about it a little bit. And like I tell people, I think I needed to hear the words more than anybody, so I felt like that was probably a pretty close song to the truth, and that needed to be on the record.
And of course, we're referring to the death of a family member.
A couple of people that I lost.
Friends, you lost a friend.
So it's it's a tough time, but everyone deals with it, and fortunately for me, I can turn to music.
Are there some happy tunes on the album?
There are a few. Yeah, it's good. I didn't want to make it too heavy, but the most I guess the most important thing was to stick close to truth. And talk about life in different facets. So
it must be a very exciting time because the album just came out.
I know. I'm pretty pumped. It's been I'm on a few hours of sleep here because we've been on the go, but I'll sit down and enjoy this here in the next few hours.
And you grew up in a small Texas town, 1,500
small Texas
people.
Town, yeah. It's like the population and the city limits is around 1,500. And everyone sort of lives out in the sticks. And it was great experience growing up out there. And wanted to see the rest of the world, so picked up a 6-string, and here I am.
And you were shy growing up. Maybe you're still shy now, but you were very shy.
I definitely sort of kept to myself. I think a lot of my friends and, growing up are surprised that I get up on a stage and sing, But this is sort of the way I can express myself through music, yeah.
Was it hard for you to make this career choice? I know you like songwriting. That kind of is really where you started.
Sure. Man, I look at it as more of a challenge. Night after night, you face the challenge of performing songs to the best of your ability and to try to win over an audience, and that is the toughest challenge that I know that I still love. I love that. So we'll do it again tonight, and tomorrow and the next day.
The feeling's got to be great when you're on stage and everybody's screaming and standing and going crazy.
Yeah.
But it probably doesn't always happen like that.
Not at all.
What happens when it doesn't happen like that?
Yeah, in my experience, it's that's sort of been a newer thing. I think people are really kind of coming around now, especially with this record. But, I've been playing for years and years and years. Grateful for every gig, but really grateful when the people are there to see you and want to hear the music.
I bet you the most rewarding feeling is when they know the words to your songs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And when they tell you what it means to them, or maybe how it helped them through a tough time, but yeah, singing all the words, that's kind of a crazy experience right there. I mean, I don't think that there's anything like it.
And I know that country music fans are very loyal, probably more so than any other format of music.
Yeah, I've got some great fans. They have supported me for years and years and years, and we're still finding new fans. That's sort of the challenge. But yeah, they're super loyal. and they'll let you know about who they love.
Well, apparently a lot of people around the world love you. Rolling Stone magazine named you one of the 10 country artists that you should know.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was pretty cool to look at the Rolling Stone, which I'm so familiar with growing up, and see my name in it. It's pretty cool.
So Ryan will be giving out his home phone number so people can get to know him.
Sure. Exactly.
Who'd you bring with you today?
This is Keenan Levick. He and I have been playing music since somewhere around 2008.
Something like that. Yeah.
And more than a great guitar player and musician, he's a great friend. And if you got to spend all your time on the road with people, you want to be around people you like.
Exactly. That's key. That's important. So the whole band is doing this, or is it just the two of you? What's the show like?
Yeah, we've got a whole troop full in a van outside. And they are probably sleeping.
Yeah, they wouldn't let them in, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a good crew.
We're happy to have you in our studios and here in Washington, D.C. for your tour, for the brand new tour that just began, and for the new album. If you wouldn't mind doing a song.
We'll do one. This one's called Christofferson.
Christofferson. I wonder what that could be about.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tootsies in the 70s, rough out boots and faded jeans, a guitar full of songs nobody wants to hear you sing. Whiskey stained lonely nights, drunken words and barroom fights. You can't hide a poet's broken heart, the rolled up sleeves. Yeah, rolled up sleeves. Tortured in a motel room, morning sneaking up on you, counting out your nickels for a pack of cigarettes. Burning luck and chasing stars, wondering who the hell you are, knowing deep down in your heart this may be all you get. Ooh, all you get. And the tears, they run when the truth falls from your tongue. Christofferson, tough as leather, hard as steel, dusty as a cotton field, rolling like a tumbleweed with diesel in your blood. You can never hang around or ever hold the love you found, 'cause you couldn't put that guitar down long enough. Ooh, long enough. Ooh, long enough. And the tears, they run when the truth falls from your tongue. Christofferson. And the tears, they run when the truth falls from your tongue. And it's all been said, it's all been done. Christofferson. Yeah, Christofferson. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Sounding great. Ryan Beaver, our guest here today on Border Crossings. So, I joked about the song Christofferson, but who is it about?
So Chris Christofferson.
It is.
The
actor.
Songwriter, actor.
Wow.
A Renaissance man, really. It's kind of an ode to him. is somebody that I was familiar with growing up, and really dove into his music later. Mm-hmm. But also, it's sort of about anybody who ever, chases their dreams playing music and all the ups and downs that, come in hand. And so there's a little bit of me sprinkled in there, and, with his name. Big fan of him, so...
Does he know you wrote that song?
It's funny you say that, because I got the opportunity for that song to be sent to him and his family, and he got to hear it, and man, I got a sweet message back from him. Mm-hmm. And he said, I've had a lot of tributes in my life, but this is one of the best ones ever. And wow. I thought that was really cool. And in his career right now, he's had a long one, and I thought, well, I can hang it up now. I wrote a song. Chris Christopherson likes it, so.
And he's writing a song called Beaver.
Yeah. One could only hope, right?
Well, you wrote in your bio, you describe yourself as a train wreck. I don't understand.
Maybe the course of the album making with the songs.
Like this was overwhelming.
Well, I think it was more in relation to a couple of them. Mm-hmm. But no, I think everyone kind of has their period where they go off the rails for a minute and have to sort of veer back and figure out what it is that is most important to them in life. And for me, I had to do that. I had to go through that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think as long as you can get back on track. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, the music. I lean on that. Mm-hmm. I lean on that a lot.
And RX is your third
record,
but it feels like your first.
Yeah, it's one of those where I took a considerable amount of time away from playing shows and just wrote a bunch of songs and listened to a bunch of songs and went to a lot of shows and sort of wanted to kind of find some creativity and get inspired again. Mm-hmm. And figure out what was the next direction. And I felt like I did that. So this one sort of feels like a grown-up version of myself. I read this somewhere, and I couldn't tell you where I read it, but man, it really hit home. It was like, I set out as a boy with a dream, and now I feel like a man with a vision. And that's sort of how I guess I could describe this record. It's like I knew exactly what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it.
And so which shows did you go to get inspiration?
Oh, a ton of them. I would go in all genres. Western swing, some bluegrass shows, some rock shows. I listened to a lot of people that I didn't ever jump into, older material. I went through a lot of Ray Charles records, Tom Waits, Bob Dylan, but then some new artists, some people pushing the envelope in their genres, and electronic and folk, and mm-hmm. It's, we're not in a shortage of great music at all, and we are definitely not in the shortage of people needing it, so mm-hmm. It's all there. You just got to seek it out.
When you were growing up, who did you want to be like?
That's tough. I wanted to be like my dad, but I also, like musically, man, I was a big fan of guys like Jackson Browne and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and mm-hmm. George Strait. It was kind of a mix of stuff.
Wow. Ryan Beaver's in D.C. for the new album RX, and he's on Border Crossings today. Would you guys do another song?
Yeah, we'll do, this one's called If I Had a Horse.
Is there a story behind?
Yeah, this one's sort of about... it's about waking up and looking in the mirror and realizing you grew up and it happened in the blink of an eye, and just sort of reminiscing about how simple life used to be. So for me, it was, running around, probably driving my mom crazy with a broom that I decided was a horse. And so that's where this song came from. It's a strange thing we do, compromise between the two. The things that boys make believe and the things men have to do. Well, somewhere along the road, I just did what I was told. Lost the map to all my dreams and watched that trail run cold. But if I had a horse to
to ride away like I did in my younger days. Well, I'd ride straight back to innocence and the promises I made. I'd right all the wrongs and sing more cowboy songs. With a pistol by my side, I'd get back to being brave. Yeah, I bet things would change if I had a horse to ride away. Yeah, it was just a wooden broom my mama used to use to sweep up all the dirt a boy could find in an afternoon. But I gave that broom a name. We were good at robbing trains, but life does its thing and imagination it fades. But if I had a horse to ride away like I did in my younger days, well, I'd ride straight back to innocence and the promises I made. Well, I'd right all the wrongs and sing more cowboy songs. With a pistol by my side, I'd get back to being brave. Yeah, I bet things would change if I had a horse to ride away. Oh, and every now and then I want to go there. Well, I bet I could get there if I had a horse to ride away like I did in my younger days. I'd ride straight back to innocence and the promises I made. I'd right all the wrongs and sing more cowboy songs. With a pistol by my side, I'd get back to being brave. Yeah, I know things would change if I had a horse to ride away. If I had a horse to ride away, yeah.
It's Ryan Beaver here on Border Crossings, and the album is RX. And so you have moved around a bunch.
Yeah.
And so has that inspired your songwriting, the different places you've lived? In Texas, a couple different places. Now you're calling Nashville home?
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee now. Yeah, absolutely. Your surroundings always influence sort of how you write and the characters you meet, people along the way. And, you know, not even where you live. It could be somewhere you've been. But absolutely, I think it's nice to get to experience different places and culture and all that. So, it's funny how the songwriting thing works. It's, you know, it sort of seeps its way into your writing without you even knowing about it. So, absolutely.
And when you get an idea, I mean, it can be any hour of the day or night, and you just, what do you do with it? I mean, you call it into your phone, or
yeah, that's the
tricky
tricky part. You're always trying to capture that lightning or magic, if you will, and in a bottle. But man, it's quick and it could hit at any time. It might be a melody, it might be a line, it could be the whole song might pour out. I have to work at it. I'm not one of these guys where I wake up in a dream and I have it all there. I have to write about 1,000 songs, and hopefully 3 or 4 are all right, you know. So everybody's got their process, but it's that's the tricky part, to catch that muse. It's man, yeah, I don't know.
It was probably a big decision. I mean, at 17, you wrote your first song, and you started off thinking, I'm going to be a songwriter.
Yeah.
To make the decision to become the guy singing the songs.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I started out playing some drums and playing in some bands. And, if you're going to write the song, well, you got to go up and sing it. I really didn't know about staff writers or, people who wrote songs and other people sang on in my time growing up. It was always like, well, he wrote it. He goes out and sings it. So what better way to sell yourself than to go do it yourself,
Well, when people listen to the new album, RX, what do you want them to take away from, let's say this is the first album they've heard by Ryan Beaver. This is their introduction to you. What do you want people to feel from you?
I want this record to make them feel something. I want it to somehow, like I said, evoke an emotion, and it doesn't, we've got some ditties on there and some things that are easy to sing along with, but, I think life's about balance, and this record seems to be balanced in my opinion, and I just want them to, hopefully find one or two things they really love. Mm-hmm. So,
do you remember where you were the first time you heard your music on the radio?
Yeah, I was. It's kind of like that feeling when you get your driver's license at 16, and you first are driving by yourself, and you look over, and nobody's in the passenger seat, nobody's in the back, and you think you're doing something illegal, but it's freedom at its best. That's sort of the same feeling as hearing your song on the radio. Mm. It's like, wow, that started off in my head, and now it's on the radio. If I think too much about it, I might, overanalyze my lyrics. But man, it's a great feeling. I will never get used to that.
And the medium has changed. I mean, the industry, the expectations, because now you have to have a video. Right. You can't just put a song out and that's it. It's not enough. I know you got a video that's on CMT, and so you have to also come up with a story video.
I feel like nowadays somebody hears somebody like my name, they're listening right now, and they hear Ryan Beaver, and maybe they go to YouTube, and that's the first thing they put in is look to see how goofy I look, But no, we've been sort of in the video game recently and made one for Dark, and it's interesting. It's sort of it's really great to hear the audio and to have that sense, but to add the visual sense, it's fun. Mm-hmm. I actually really like where we're at.
Mm-hmm. And you also have a lot of control over your music because you're dealing with a smaller independent label.
That's right,
so you have more say and control.
Yeah, right now it's sort of up to me, which I have to live and die by that, But it's good. It's a good freedom.
Is this your own label?
Yeah, this is it's under St. Beaver Music. I was born on St. Patrick's Day and didn't have any great label ideas, so St. Beaver Music was born. And this is the third record that's been on it. And
great.
As an independent musician, it's important to sort of stay hip to the music business and what's going on, and owning as much as you can. And then, you may find down the road you've got a partnership with a label or somebody, and that's great too. Maybe they want to get in the business with you. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm. You said it was a good time for music. There's a lot of good music out there. It's a tough time to be in business, the business of music.
Yeah, it very much
CDs,
is.
It's not easy to sell CDs right now.
That's right. It's really tough. I mean, a lot of people don't buy music, and then when they do, you've got a lot of people that are getting a piece of that usually, and then in publishing and copyright, that hasn't really been touched in a very long time, and so it's pennies, and streaming is less than pennies. So, you kind of have to be hard-headed. Actually, let me rephrase that. You have to be hard-headed to jump in this business, and you have to be a dreamer. And, I think those are definitely the qualifications. And you hope that the business side of it works itself out and you can stick to your art. But, it's a crazy time, but actually also no better time to be able to get music and find people accessible,
Right.
Whereas
YouTube
before,
has made a lot of people famous.
That's right, yeah. So you do what you do and, hope for the best. And if you're good enough, you'll rise to the top.
We're glad you chose music.
Yeah.
And we I really enjoy the new album and the sounds.
Cool,
and
thank
so,
you.
If you guys would do another song for us, that'd be great.
We'll do Dark.
All right,
before
it's
we
the
get
new
out
single,
here.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
comes the rain, then comes the pain, and the thunder rolling. Sirens scream, but I don't give a damn. The power lines still go to shaking. Twister come and I'll be drinking. There the lights go out in this town and in my heart. Yeah. Bring it on. I ain't afraid of the dark. Yes, ain't my first five lonely. Before we met, I lived for the night, and I admit I liked it, loving you only. We both knew you and I were just a matter of time. Power lines still go to shaking. Twister come and I'll be drinking. There the lights go out in this town and in my heart, yeah. Bring it on. I ain't afraid of the dark. Toe to toe with your memory. Yeah, shadows dancing in front of me. Oh, well, I got a bad case of the used to be's. You used to be mine. You used to be mine. Oh, and I'll keep on shaking. Twister come and I'll be drinking. Yeah, the lights go out in this town and in my heart. I don't care. Bring it on. I ain't afraid. Bring it on. I ain't afraid of the dark. Of the dark. No, man, I ain't afraid of the dark. Oh, no, of the dark.
Brian Beaver and Dark off the new album RX, and I thank you for coming on the show. People want to get the new album on your website, I'm sure, iTunes, Amazon.
Yeah, www.ryanbeaver.com. Also on iTunes today. And yeah, if you go to the website, actually, that'll point you in the right direction for everything. You can find tour dates and what all's going on.
And hopefully you'll make this a world tour so that our worldwide audience can check you out as well.
That's right. That's right.
Well, thank you guys for coming in. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
All right. This is Ryan Beaver joining us today. I'm Larry London, and it's Border Crossings.